So hello everyone. Today we will see this question. This question was asked in yesterday's problem of the day series. So the question is in order traversal iterative. We are given a binary tree and we need to find the in order traversal of the tree without using recursion. Okay. So let us see what is in order traversal. See, first of all, in any linear data structure, there is only one logical way to traverse. But the tree offers multiple ways. There is in order, pre-order, post-order, there is BFS. So, but here we are concerned only about in order. We will see what is in order traversal. So, in order traversal follows a certain rule, which is we will first traverse the complete left subtree, then we will visit the node, and then we will traverse its complete right subtree. So, for this given binary tree, using the same algorithm, let us see what would be its in order traversal. So, we are at this node. Now, we call for its left, and now the control goes to 2. We call for its left, the control goes to 4. Now, the left at 4 exists? No. Then we will simply print the node which is 4. Now, we will check for its right subtree. Right subtree exists? No. Then we will simply returns the control and this is completed. The control goes back to this. Now when we are at 2, we have completely traversed its left subtree. Then we will simply print the node which is 2. Now we will call recursive function at its right subtree. Now for right subtree, we will check for its left subtree. Left subtree exists? No. Then we will simply print the node which is 5. Let us see its right subtree. Right subtree exists? No. The control goes back to this, it returns back to this. Now, it returns back to this and for 1, we have completely traversed its left subtree. Okay. Now, we will simply print the node which is 1. And now, we will see for its right subtree which is here. Now, for 3, let us see its left subtree. Exists? Not. Then we will simply print the node which is 3. Now we'll check for its right subtree. Exists? No. This was a in order traversal and all the nodes here are here also. So the traversal is complete now. Okay, so this is the in order traversal of a binary tree. But see, using recursion, it was easy. But let us see how can we solve this without recursion. That is only iterative approach. See, what is the special thing that we have with recursion? That is, it maintains the call stack. That is, whatever the calls that I have previously made, the stack maintains that. That is, if I want to access the previous call, then it's very easy using recursion. But if I'm not using recursion and if I am at 4, okay, uh, let me just clean it. Okay, see, if I am at 4 and I want the address of 2, because that's how the in order is being printed now. We are printing the left node, then we are returning back to the root node. Now, if I am using without recursion and if I am at 4, then is there any way that I can get back to 2? No, because in tree, a node has address of its child nodes. Okay, node does not store the address of its parent node. So there is no way of going back. So what we can think about is we can additionally use one data structure that can do this task. Okay, so I would need another data structure that can hold all the previous nodes that I have traversed and also should offer a functionality of receiving the node that was inserted at last. That is, the data structure should have, if I am at 4, then it should have both 1 and 2. But it should be able to get me 2 first, then 1. Okay, then what is the data structure you can think of? Stack. Due to the property of last in, first out. So if I am using stack, I can store all the traversed nodes and also the last node that I have traversed would be the first one to get popped out. And this is the requirement for me. Okay, so let us see the algorithm for this iterative approach. So what are we doing? we are making another data structure stack, and let the name of the stack be S. Okay. Now I have given the address of this root node. Okay. Now let us initialize one more variable to traverse this binary tree, and let the name be current. That would hold the address of the current node. Okay. And here only let me build the resultant vector also, like what are the answer for the given question. Okay. So see, what is my algorithm basically saying? I have created an empty stack. Okay. Now I have created an empty stack S. Now initialize the current node as root. That is, the current is having the value of the root node. So what is the value at the root node? 1. So I am giving the current the value of a root node. And if my current node, if my this node is not null, then I will push this value into the stack. And since it is 1, it is definitely not null, then I will push it into my stack. Okay. And current will be my current's left. That is, 1's left is 2. Is it null? No. Then we will simply push it into the stack. Is it null? Okay. So now current is current's left, which is 4. Is it null? No. We will simply push it into the stack. Now current will be current's left. Now what is the current left? Null. So now the current would be having the value of null. Now at a moment when I get the current as null and my stack is also not empty, so what can I do is I will pop the item from the stack and I will print this popped item. So which item will be popped from the stack? 1 or 4? 4, because the item that is inserted at the last would be the first one to be popped out. So the 4 is now popped out. And now see, just see here, if the current is null and the stack is not empty, we pop the item from the stack. Okay. And print the popped item, and the current would be current's right. Popped items right. Okay. So since I have popped this 4 items, so my stack doesn't hold 4 anymore. Okay. Now 4 is into the result vector. Now what would be the null? Null would be the popped items right. Now what is the right of 4? It is also null. So current would again be null. Now again we will do the same thing. If current is null and stack is not empty, we will simply pop the item and print it. We get 2. And current would be popped items right. What is 2's right? It is 5. So now the current is 5. And now if current is not null, then what we have to do? We have to push it into the stack. Now the stack has 1 and 5 in it. Now current would be current's left. Now what is 5's left? It is null. And if current is null and then stack is not empty, what we do? We simply pop the item, print it, and current becomes popped items right. What is the right of 5? Null. Current is null, stack is not empty. Then what we do? We simply pop the item from the stack, print it, and the current becomes popped items right. What is right of 1? 3. Current is null? No. Then we simply insert it into a stack. Okay. Now current would be current's left. What is the left at 3? Null. If current is null, stack is not empty, we pop the item from the stack and print it into the resultant vector. And now the current becomes popped items right. What is the right of 3? Null. Now see, the current is null, but now the stack is also empty. So now when current is null and stack is also empty, then we are done. That is, we have completely traversed the binary tree. And this was the same traversal that I got initially, 42513, 42513. Okay. So I guess this is clear to you all, and let us now just implement it using the code. So okay, now we will run the code. Now see, what is the return type of this function? Vector. So let us make a vector of int and let us name it as result. Okay. Now see, what if the root is null? Then do we need to do anything further? No, we will simply return the empty vector. Okay. Now what else we did in algorithm? We created an empty stack S. So let us create an empty stack. Now stack would hold the address of all the nodes. Okay. So that's why its type is not int and it is node. Okay. Now after creating stack, let us initialize another variable current and give it a value of root. Now while my current is not null or stack empty is false, that is my current also has a value and stack also have items. But there is a or condition because either of the condition would be fine to go with. Now let us see the algorithm. See, push the current node to stack and set current equals to current left until current is null. That is, while current is not null, what we will do, we will simply push the current node into a stack and the current becomes left of current. Okay. Now I will get out of this while loop when my current is null. That is, now my current has a value null. So what we have to do when the current is null, we have to pop the item from the stack, print the popped item, set current equals to popped items, right? That is, let us just make another node to keep track of which item I have popped. So I am popping the top of the stack. Okay, so I will simply pop this top element from the stack and I will push its data into my resultant vector. Whatever the item that I have popped, I push it into my resultant vector. So here I am just doing that. It is pushed back. Okay, and after this we will simply do current goes temp right. Okay, so temp was the topmost element of the stack. I popped the element from the stack and I put it into my resultant vector, and now my current becomes popped items right. So this was the particularly algorithm that we will have to do, and we can simply return the resultant vector. Let us try to submit this code and see if it passes all the test cases. So yeah, the problem has been successfully solved. I am getting 0 points because I have already submitted it. Okay. So let us now see its time complexity. See, I am traversing, while traversing the tree, at every node I am going only at 1. Okay. So the time complexity would be big O of n, where n is the number of nodes. And let us see what was the expected time complexity. Yeah, it was also big O of n. And what is the auxiliary space complexity? So I am using stack as an auxiliary space, and that would contain all my nodes. So the auxiliary space complexity would be big O of n. So this was all about this problem. If you have any doubt, feel free to comment. I will reply back to them. That's all. Thank you.